Okay, so what we have here is my Kubota BX2380, and on the left you see the old chute for the mower deck, which went to my BX2230, which which this tractor replaced. And then on the right side is the chute for the mower deck that fits this tractor. The one on the left, the old one, that's extremely thick steel, heavy steel, with the new one's some type of plastic, whatnot. And I want to adapt the old one to the new one. I'll put a link to the video that I had from last year that shows the comparison between the 2230 and the 2380 if you haven't seen it. But so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to make this new one fit the old one, this old chute fit the new mower deck. So one of the major differences here is the fact that the new chute, the pin, that silver pin you see, is about 309 thousandths, so it's just under 5/16 of an inch in diameter. The old one is 1/2 inch diameter. So the new one obviously fits on there like that. Pull that pin and you put the spring on there to keep it forced down, and it goes through these holes on the bracket, which are 5/16. Now, interestingly enough, the distance between is the exact same distance there for the old one as the bracket that you see on the new mower deck. The only difference is the size of the hole, 1/2 inch in the old chute to 5/16 in the new mower deck. So what I'm going to do here is drill these out 1/2 inch. So there it is. The only issue I've got is wanting to keep it up like this. Then the other issue is going to be it only goes back so far and it stays. So what I'm going to use as a stop is this item right here. It's 3 1/4 by 6 inches. In the back it says B1100. I picked this up. I've picked up a few of these for a project, for something else, and they're actually bumpers that go to trailers and you bump into a dock. So I put some washers in there to back it up. But this, and I've got a bracket that'll go back here, and then that's what's going to rest up against this so that it stays back without hitting the component there, the deck of the lawnmower itself. So this is the bracket that I've made. The stop, I mean. Piece of aluminum, 1/4 inch thick. And what I've done is I positioned it where I wanted it. You know, made sure that this was going to work. And then I took a transfer punch, which is just meant to be used, tapped lightly. You don't use this like a center punch. Went in here, tapped it to locate the 2 holes, and then use a regular center punch, finish them off. Now I'm going to drill it out. Okay, so the bumper is made, it's completed. The trailer piece, the bumper for the trailer, using that worked out excellent here. Piece of 1/4 inch aluminum stock, and then I just used 1/4 bolts for the attachment. Brought them up from down below on here, and then just used some acorn nuts to top them off so that it was smooth, so that you wouldn't get hurt on the open end of the nut. And then obviously on this side, put the nut on the inside of this recessed hole so there's nothing protruding and everything's nice and smooth. So then when you don't want to use it, you just bring it up like that. This is on such an angle that it won't flop down. This rubber, you can, I That should last me 100 years rubbing up against there like that. Now this old mower chute was extremely heavy duty. Approximately 114 thousandths. Of course, that's what's paying on it, but that's very heavy. Now, if we take a look at the plastic one, it's approximately 135 thousandths, but it's flexible. It's nowhere near as nice as the steel. So the only other thing I have to do is get some heavy mud flat material. I'm going to cut it on the inside, cut a piece that'll fit here, rough this surface up, and then I'm going to epoxy a piece of that up on here, so when I close it down, it's going to ride on that rubber and it won't be steel to steel, but I'll epoxy it to this. Get something thick, about 3/8 of an inch thick, something for a heavy semi, and then that's pretty much done. Now, I hadn't stated it, but that rubber flap that you see, that's just basically mud flap that when I bought this my BX2230 years ago, which that came off of, I just fashioned that on there because a lot of times when it's windy, that kind of angles down and it gives you more protection against stuff blowing back, and it's worked out great.